first Superman movie is very important for comic book movies today. If Superman the movie never actually happened, I think it's safe to say that there would be no Batman movies, no Spider-Man movies, no X-Men movies, in fact, probably barely any comic book movies at all. Superman the movie showed that people actually wanted to see comic book movies. It gained a lot of money at the box office and actually had 4 sequels. So, of course, I think it's safe to say that it's a good film. In fact, it's a very good film. But I guess no one expected anything less. The writer of The Godfather teaming up with the director of The Omen, everyone expected it to be good, and of course we weren't disappointed. Superman was a groundbreaking movie and still holds up very well to this day. The characters are very likeable. In fact, I think they're even more likeable than in the comics. But then again, I've never really read much of them. Of course, a lot of that is due to the fantastic performances by Christopher Reeve and Margaret Kidder, who played the Man of Steel and Lois Lane. Everyone of course knows the story, so there isn't much point in going over it, but I'll do a quick summary. Jor-El, the leading scientist on the planet of Krypton, who's played by Marlon Brando, has a theory that Krypton is going to explode, but the council won't listen. Jor-El decides to send his only son Kal-El down to the where he will be found and loved. Of course he's found and given a new name of Clark Kent. As Kal-El is on this new planet, his dense molecular structure ends up giving him superpowers. When he's 18, he finds a glowing crystal inside the ship he crash landed in. He throws it and the crystal creates the Fortress of Solitude. He goes in and is told through messages who he is and where he comes from. After 12 years, his powers are fully developed and he leaves the fortress wearing his famous costume to become a reporter at the Daily Planet in Metropolis. He meets Lois Lane and starts having a romantic attraction for her. Then he starts going around saving people in danger as Superman and has Lois fall in love with him. This catches the attention of Lex Luthor, a huge criminal genius, who decides to make a fortune in real estate by buying large amounts of barren desert land and then diverting a nuclear missile test flight to the San Andreas Fault. Superman has to come in and save the day, save the girl, and keep his identity a secret. There is actually something about it that still makes it one of the greatest comic book movies of all time. The whole film is extremely exciting and there's never really any times when you feel bored, which is pretty good, especially if the film is just under 2.5 hours. The special effects, although sometimes look a bit stupid and bad, are pretty good, and a lot of the time I was surprised that they could even do something of that caliber in 1978. Of course, the scenery is beautiful as well. Everything from the planet of Krypton to even the town of Metropolis just looks perfect. Although I believe it to be one of the greatest superhero movies of all time, it really isn't. In fact, it isn't even the best Superman movie. But we'll get to that very soon. I'll see you tomorrow for my review of Superman 2.